Welcome to Financials with Ahau. It's a joy to be together with you again as we continue on the Making Well series, and we are focusing on couples planning together. Today we want to talk about a slight change on this approach to planning, where a couple may have been planning together, but for a certain reason that is no longer the case. Either they have defined the relationship in a new way, there is a separation, there's a time apart, there's a divorce, and this couple that was used to converging financially has to still plan together, but from a whole new dynamic of how their life looks like. And this becomes very key to discuss, especially when we think of aspects of family life, like children, like parents who are being cared for, like properties that had been bought together, investments that had been made together, insurance covers that had covered both parties in the time they were together. And it opens up a place that could bring hurt and continue to cause a rift, or it could be a place that could just be a place of learning to work together. And sometimes navigating this would look different for each couple. Some couples may find the grace to still converse and have conversations that are important for them. Some may need a third party who comes in as an intermediary, and some may totally be unable to converge and may have to go the legal way, where there are certain requirements that are put down to ensure that key things that they were managing together are addressed either together or separated as needs to happen. And we can take the first example of childcare. So what does childcare look like for such a couple that still has to plan together, but their life has taken two different routes? It would look like let's agree not to disagree on the fact that the children deserve the best regardless of how we are living our life. So what plan we had set towards the children, is it that they will be a joint account where those funds will go and continue to meet those needs, each putting a certain amount? Is it that each person will take a certain responsibility that it is up to them to ensure it is met? And just a key place of ensuring that nothing falls short. If there's an education plan in place, how will that be handled when it is cashed out, if it had been taken together, just to ensure that those who are key to this relationship the way it was before it changes do not get hurt or do not miss to be served financially the way they should. If there were investments for these children, how are they going to be spoken about and how are they going to be distributed in the future? And then we look at things like property bought together in the moment of we are going to do this forever becomes key to discuss. Will it be disposed and the income shared? Maybe that the value has appreciated since the initial amount, or will it be changed into one name? Maybe if there's more than one property and each person is able to get certain property in their own name, and that becomes kind of the way that is shared out. And then things like investments. What kind of investments were being done together? Are they registered as one? Are they registered as an individual? And who receives the particular return, and how will the other person also be covered if it is registered for one person? Or should the investment be dissolved and that kind of shared out and that chapter is sealed, and there's just no need to keep having any conversation that would lead to a greater disagreement there, because it's bound to happen. We're human. There are things we could easily agree at one point and disagree at a later date. And then we even look at things like, does the financial place become a negotiating place to either hold back or punish the other person or to entice the other person? Like, how do we handle ourselves in a civil manner that does not make this a pain point further than what this particular relationship has already endured? And then we have the more important conversation is, should any of the two decide to partner with a new person, get married again and all those other things, how do they involve this person in the finances? Do they have certain disclosures that now have everybody at play and understanding what's happening, especially around childcare, care of a home, if there's a joint home that is being run because of children or parents who are being cared for or siblings who are being cared for, core things that were already happening even before this couple no longer planned together. It's key conversations to have, because many times in the moment of we are agreeing, we are very ready to ensure everything runs. There's never a thought of what if things don't run. And it doesn't mean we live in the world of distrust and in the world of hoping for the worst, but it means we live in the world that's real and practical, that God forbid, in the event we found ourselves at this place, we have to have capacity to at least decide what course of action and what kind of conversations we'll have. So I'll invite us to have this at the back of our mind. We may not really write it down because we don't want to go there, but I'll invite us to have it at the back of our mind so that we also can even use this information to support someone else, to ensure that you're guiding someone from an objective place if they find themselves in such a season. Thank you for writing. Thank you for just coming alongside with me on this journey as we continue to grow as a couple in how we plan our finances. Talk to you soon again. Thank you for your time. It's Ahab.